in the upper register, I mentioned the jaw and going in and out, right? Pushed out for the lower register, in. Now, if I do that, no energy demand at that level, and of course I'm playing into the microphone, so it's a little louder than it really is. So there's no energy demand, so therefore my knees are locked. You know what I mean? I'm just standing here, right? And therefore, and my jaw is kind of out there when I go into the lower register. All right. Now here's the real lesson in this. After that, and as we play louder and higher, these are the enemies, your own hands. Your own hands are directly connected to your ego. And your ego says, I ain't going to miss and have all those saxophone players turn around and glare at me. There's something about a lead alto player, man. You know, he ought to be forced to learn to play high note trumpet. Right? Okay. What do we learn to live with, you know? So therefore, although there's a lesson in that too, every time you miss, you got to know how to laugh, right? You know, because it sounds absurd, you know, and you're all out there. You know, remember the fourth tenor and the third alto, they hit a clam, you might not even notice it. But if you're going to play lead trumpet and you miss, everybody notices, you know. So that's part of the dues you've got to pay, and that's okay, as long as you have control of your ego once again, and make 1,000 mistakes. And you might not want to laugh out loud. I don't know that your band director will particularly groove on that one, but as I go into the upper register, I want to do something else other than pressing harder on this little bit of tissue here. You know, people say, oh, Maynard, boy, what chops? And I know they mean my lips. And my lips are no stronger than anybody else's. But the control of my airstream, the coordination of my energies, without going too Eastern, I'll get into that later if you'd like, about prana and pranayama and the whole yogic approach to air power, right? Okay, so with that, you are mostly interested in learning to control the airstream to make it work for you. Control the airstream so that it works for you. Okay, so. Okay, as I've just stood here and played some real easy things to play, and I'm not warmed up, so I'm not going to go upstairs too high, but I do want to show you the first thing that happens when I feel an energy demand is the knees. All right? And first time I told Miles Davis that, he laughed and walked away. He was positive I was kidding him. And 3 nights later, he came back and said, what was that about my knees? And then Miles Davis gave me a lesson. I always treasure those 2 lessons, you know. And because he was one of course, the creative geniuses on the instrument, he also never played in the upper register very much. Yeah. And, all right, in the... as I go upstairs, I may exaggerate some of these body movements just because, so they're visible, you know. Okay, I did it with one hand and I wasn't paying attention, but I was balanced. Okay, now, well, pretend this is the beginning of the challenge. Jaw comes back in because I'm about to go upstairs and play a little harder, And I want my stamina there, and I'm not going to get it if the lip becomes swollen, because then I press too hard and I become a 5-minute hero. Right? When you press too hard, you sound great. Boy, have a nice zing to your sound, and you feel you have a power over the instrument. You're already thinking wrong. Okay. All right. So the knees come first, and as I go to the upper register, the jaw comes back. That way, I'm always pointing at this microphone. Interesting. When I was checking myself out when I was younger, all theaters used to have exit signs right in the middle, right back there where the white is. And I used to play to the exit. That way, you're protecting, and also you're holding your horn in that same position regardless of which register or whether you're playing pianissimo or double forte. Right? All right, so. Thank you, but that is not the way to warm up. Okay. And, but actually, what happened there was I brought more and more of my body energy into use, and therefore I didn't, and when you see my face getting red and blowing up and my neck goes up to a size, what is it now, 22, 23, something like that, you know, and all that, that's the power from within going out that way, right? As opposed to the 5-minute hero play, because in the Hatha Yoga books, which I recommend all wind instrument players and even some that don't play wind instrument players, buy a book on Hatha Yoga, H-A-T-H-Y-A, and whatever else doesn't turn you on in the book, or if it does, it's great, you know. But turn to the breathing exercises, right? Because they're far closer to what we have than most phys ed advice that you get. I'm talking in terms of how we apply that type of air control to a wind instrument. And also that the two most important types of people for us to observe, physically and every other way, are opera singers. You know, you take a look at Pavarotti, for instance, because he's on TV so much, you know, and he's such a great artist, of course. And watch the way he uses his body when he has these pianissimo little things and he's walking around during the opera or whatever. And well, when it comes to his big performance number, he's no longer doing this or that or this. He's right like that. He's ready to play a double high C, if he ever wanted to. I think he can sing louder than I can play anyway. But the point being that you need that kind of awareness of the use of your body. Now, a lot of people will say, that isn't the way I want to approach the instrument. I want to play, you know, I'll be the principal trumpet with the Boston Symphony, right? Okay, those same type of things apply, you know, regardless of whether you're a jazz player or whether you're are there any country western trumpet players? I'm not sure. But whatever type of music that you're into, the physical approach, when it is correct on the instrument, which frees you to play the instrument the way that you want, you know. Okay.